This is the plaintiff, Leon Lewinson. He says he purchased tires from the defendant, and the things turned out to be hazardous because they were rotted out. He's lucky he didn't get into a crash. He's lucky he wasn't injured. And he's suing this woman for the return of his $110. This is the defendant, Nadia Popovich. She says the plaintiff came into her shop with 4 of his own tires he wanted mounted on his car. She didn't sell the plaintiff tires. This happened 3 months ago. Now she's being sued? Come on. She's accused of mounting a lawsuit.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says that he bought tires from the defendant's shop, and the tires were rotted out, gnarly, and he could have gotten in a crash. The defendant says baloney. The plaintiff came in with his own tires to put on the car, and she doesn't owe him anything because she did what he said. It's the case of I am so tired of you.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome.
Tell me what's going on, Mr. Lewinson.
I went into that place. I bought 4 tires for a Chevy Traverse. The service was great. The tires were fantastic. I went in the following week and I bought 1 tire for a Cadillac. I work for a dealership. I went in the 3rd time, but I went with my son's car from Baltimore. And I spoke to the person and I told him it's for my son. And he said, I see this is your 3rd time here. It's for your own son. I'm going to work close with you.
What does work close with you mean?
In other words, he's going to give me a break on the bill.
Okay.
Which I never asked him what the price was going to be. I'm just anticipating.
What did you pay for the other tires?
$50 a piece, but
Okay.
they're big tires for a Traverse. This is for a Chevy Cruze. It's a very small car. It's a very small tire. When I went in, the person who's the technician showed me that the rim was wobbling. So they said they had to sell me a new rim. I said, not a problem. When they put the 4th tire on with the rim, so the technician came out with 2 long plastic ties, and he said he can't get the hubcap to fit to the rim. And I said, don't attach it with those. I said, get me the correct rim and call me when it comes in. And he said he would. When I left the place later that evening, I got a call from somebody who identified himself as the owner. He called me up to tell me that I cheated him and I owe him money. And he's going to wait at work there, and I have to come in right now and give him some more money.
Well, he wanted $50 for the tires as opposed to $15.
Correct.
Right?
He
and you had already
$35
paid, and you had paid
times 4.
$15 for each tire. That's what your testimony is.
Plus 50 for the rim.
Right.
Correct.
So you say to him, no, I'm not going back there. I'm not going to pay you $200. I just paid 100 and whatever, or 60 plus the 110, and I'm not paying any more. That was what I paid, right?
Right. But he was yelling at me, and I said, listen, call me up when you get the correct rim in, and we'll discuss it. And
Why would you discuss it?
In other words, you put on the rim, and you'll tell me your side.
What do you mean? He already told you his side, that you got charged the wrong amount.
I'm going to tell him, but I understand. But I have to bring him back his old rim and get the new rim on my car.
Okay. And then?
I never heard from him. So I called, I don't know how much later, but some time passed by. And I got him on the phone again because I recognized his voice right away.
Which him?
And I don't know his name because he wouldn't tell me his name. The person who identified himself as the owner. He said, I'm the owner, I'll help you.
And so was that before or after you took the car to a different vendor?
After.
After. So you placed a call to him after. Why did you take the car? What propelled you to take the car to the other vendor? Did you have a different issue they were looking at, or?
I had other things that had to be fixed on my son's car.
Okay.
And while it was there, he's the one who told me these tires are no good.
Okay. What did he tell you about the tires?
I had told him about the rim, and he tried the hubcap on it. He said, "I'll get you new tires, and I'll get you a hubcap." And I was just going to bring the stuff back to the other guy, and ask for my money back.
When were these pictures taken?
That they were taken at my mechanic.
Now, here's what I don't get. You're a car guy. You work for a dealership. You didn't notice that these tires weren't the best?
No, because I'm not a tire specialist.
Yeah,
I
you
do
don't need to be a
paperwork.
tire specialist. You have to have eyeballs.
I understand, but unless you press down on the tires, you can't see they're cracked. I do
You
title
don't.
work.
Okay. Let me ask you. You do title work. Let me ask you a question, Ms. Popovich. Who owns that place?
Me and my husband.
Okay. Who is the person who spoke with him both those times? Is that your husband?
Yes.
Okay. So seriously, why are you here and not your husband?
Because we're both owners and we are going based on the database.
I know,
and
but your
customer
husband had two
receipts.
conversations with him, and I'd love to hear your husband's side of those conversations.
Actually, it was only once and at the shop. So what happened is...
So your husband never
customer-
talked to him again?
Only the day that the customer came to the shop.
Okay, so tell me your side. Go ahead.
November 9, customer came in and with his Chevy, and from the receipt that I'm looking at, he bought used rim, and we did 4 mount and balance of tires, $15 each. That's how much it costs to install the tire.
So he brought his own tires.
Absolutely.
You
yes.
guys
That's
never
what the
sold him
receipt says.
tires. He brought 4 of his own tires, and all he
Yes.
wanted you guys to do was mount them.
Yes, and as he mentioned, one of the wheels was not good, and the technician told him, and he decided to purchase not a new, a used steel rim. Since he couldn't drive on the one he had to purchase a used rim. There was never conversation on the reorder a new rim and return an old rim. That never happened, and
Yeah.
I don't know. He never.
Here's the thing, Mr. Lewinson. I'd like you to
deposit.
prove to me that you ordered a new rim and then it was ordered and then you were going to come in and all that stuff, because your receipt is pretty one and done.
Yes, but the fact of the matter is, the second conversation, she just said I spoke to her husband one time. If you listen to the video,
Yeah,
to
I'm
the
going to listen to
audio
it in a
that I sent
second.
you,
I got it. But
it proves
I'm
she
going to
lied.
listen to it in 1 second. I want to hear from you.
Okay.
You came in for the installation. The installation of what?
No, I came in to purchase used tires.
Oh, you know you said
and
the
an
installation, though. Okay. All right, so let's
I
hear the
understand,
video.
but what I'm-
Let's hear
what
the
I'm
audio.
trying
Stop
to say
talking,
is-
Mr. Lewinson. Listen to me, Ms. Popovich. You say that he only spoke one time.
Hello?
Yes, my name is Leon Lewinson. I was there a little over a month ago. I was sold stuff, and then I was called by someone who identified himself as the owner, but he wouldn't give his name. It sounds like your voice. Are you the person who yelled at me that day?
I don't know what you're talking about, sir. If
Well-
you talk to me, I'm going to help you.
Could you please give me your name?
Oh, you're the guy that didn't pay me. Yes.
Okay, so you remember me.
How can I help you?
You sold me the wrong size tires. You sold me a rim that didn't fit. And I want to bring everything back and get my $110 back.
Now, you're going to get zero back for the simple reasoning. First of all, everything's been in the car. You drove away with the car. You actually went for a trip that day, you told me, with the car.
I didn't go for a
You are
trip.
liar. You are a liar, number one. Number two, you owe me $140, okay? You went...
$140 in addition to the 110?
The tires, you pay only $15. You should have paid $50. There was a mistake that you don't want nothing to know about. So you guess what? If something went bad, that's karma that you deserve. Because I remember exactly the way you talked to me on the phone. Just you know what? I really don't want to talk to you. I remember you. Please don't call me no more.
Then I'm going to take you to
Go ahead,
court.
let's do it. Let's
Okay,
go. Let's
okay,
go.
have a nice day.
Let's
But
go.
who am I taking? What is your name, please? Well, I got hung up on.
There's
have
a
nice day.
surprise I got hung up on. Okay, first of all, is that your husband?
The voice sounds, yes.
Sounds just like him, doesn't it? All right, okay. So
Yes.
apparently they did have a conversation. And in that conversation, what does your husband say on that audio? You're the guy that wouldn't pay me, and now it's karma if those tires. So it's not true that he brought his own tires, right?
Well, it looks like yes. It's hard to tell after 4 months.
It's not
When the
4 months.
customer's been there.
Apparently it was not hard for Piero to tell. He immediately remembered him, Mr. Oh, you're the guy who wouldn't come back and pay me. Oh, you know what? If there's something wrong with the tires, and that's karma, because you wouldn't pay me for it. You paid $15, and those tires are worth $50. So I guess that Piero sent his wife in to lie and say that those were his own tires. If Piero were my husband, he better be sweating right now if he's listening. That's all I got to say.
We go by the receipt.
Nah, you
and
don't go by the receipt.
say
Stop
that
it. Stop it.
everything
Look
is-
at me. Listen to me. Nadia, look at me. So only two things are possible. Because that doesn't sound like your husband doesn't know what case it is. He knows exactly what case it is. Either your husband sent you in here without telling you the truth because you've heard him on the audio, or your husband told you the truth and you came in here to lie. Which of those two stories is it?
He's the person that takes care of the job. I'm the person that does all the paperwork.
Did your
and all
husband
the
tell you this
database.
jerk left with 4 tires of mine? I told him he owed us money and he wouldn't pay me, so now karma, blah, blah. Did he tell you that version?
I never heard that before.
No?
I never heard that before.
Okay, so
Once I got
So then your husband sent you in here holding the bag. That's even worse than, I don't know what's worse. I'm not sure what.
It'd be bad for John if it were him.
Yeah, you think?
I think.
Yeah.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Right.
But let's talk about this because it doesn't matter. It's not like he went and got 4 new tires for $600 and then is telling you, I want $600. What the man wants back is the $110 he paid you because he's showing me the tires. And I know you sold them to him because I just caught your husband on video admitting that those were tires that he did not bring with him, okay, that your husband sold to him. Now, talk to me about the rim issue.
He paid only $50 for a used rim that fit his car, and he never to reorder new rim. We don't do it without deposits. We need some type of paperwork and deposit to order anything.
Okay, so if you're me, I understand what you're saying about the rim, and that sounds reasonable. But if you're me and I now catch your company in a blatant lie, since I heard all that and I know you guys sold them the tires and I see the tires are dry rotted, why should you keep the $60 to put 4 dry rotted tires on?
Because it doesn't take 1 month or 2 months to see if something is bad. If something is bad, you see it right away. You don't wait 2 months for that.
Yeah, I'm ordering you to repay the $60. I'm not ordering you to repay the $50 for the rim. I don't find any evidence that he ordered any other rim, and that's just a purchase at a counter, and that's that. Good luck, folks.
So I have a feeling neither one of the litigants are really thrilled with the outcome. The plaintiff prevails, but only for $60. Ms. Popovich, what do you think about the judge's decision?
I have no comments. We go by what's on the paper, and that's what happened. I don't know where the phone call came from, or 4 months later. There is no way to remember what happened back in November when we in April 2021.
What are you going to tell your husband when you're going to get back to the shop?
We'll have to find out.
Okay, well, good luck to you. Mr. Lewinson, you only got $60. You're upset, too, about the rim issue. You know, not much to say about it. The judge didn't believe you.
I have to say that I'm not upset. That's number one. Number two, the judge got it wrong. My evidence was that my mechanic ordered a rim for me. She made a mistake, and people make mistakes, and it's fine. We're all good.
We're all good. Okay. Thank you very much. You get $60 back. Be thrilled. Be happy. Harvey, what do you think?
Okay, Doug. So a couple of things in this case. I mean, the phone records and all that really sunk the defendant for sure. The weird thing about this case to me is that the defendant is saying that she put rotten tires on the plaintiff's car. Well, why would she do that? And that in itself may be a problem because a business has a duty to work in a responsible way. And if these tires were not roadworthy and could have caused a crash, it would seem to me the defendant, even in her scenario, should have refused to do the job because you don't want to do something that would put a customer in an unsafe position. But either way, she sold the tires, she lost the case.
I get the feeling you like classic cars. Have any cool old rides?
I love classic cars. And as you know from seeing me sitting on the sofa watching like the Barrett Jackson car auction, the Mecum auctions, I just sit there for hours watching that stuff. And I go to car shows, as you know, from time to time. And there's something about the old ones that's just better to me. It's like they're all analog dials instead of digital. They don't have all the bells and whistles. The ones I like to drive have 3 pedals instead of 2 because you got a manual transmission.
I don't understand your obsession with cars. Like, I really don't get it.
I love them.
Okay, our docket is now bare. So we'll see you next time.